Hi, boys and girls. It's time for science story time. And today I don't have a storybook for you. I have this wonderful nonfiction book by Craighead George called How to Talk to Your Dog. Did you know that dogs have a language? Sometimes you can tell your dog things in English and they understand you, like sit or stay. But dogs also have their own language and they bark, but a lot of their language is body language, and you can use your body language to talk to your dog in dog. Look at this adorable illustration that our illustrator Sue Truesdell made. That's a picture of our author, Jean Craighead George, and that's a puppy dog that she's talking to. I'm going to read you the beginning of this book. And then we're going to just skip around and do the different activities. No one will ever love you as much as your dog does. He will follow you devotedly. He will accept your scoldings and still think you're wonderful. He will do your every bidding. He will sit, he'll stay, and come when you call. He will sleep by your bed, defend you from enemies, and be your friend until the end. Speak to your dog in his own language. He will be an even more devoted friend. I have a puppy with me today. Woof woof. Hi, puppy. My puppy's going to assist me in showing you the dog talk. Now, first, let's talk about hello. Dogs say hello by sniffing noses. So if you want to say hello to your dog, you can sniff towards his nose just like this. That's saying hello in dog talk. And when your dog answers you, he will take his ears and he will pull them back flat on his head like this. And that's his way of saying hello, leader. So you sniff towards your dog's nose and he goes like this to let you know that he's saying hello to you and you're the leader of his pack. To say goodnight to your dog, you go like this. You rub your dog's head and you rub his ears and his neck, and then you lower your eyelids and you go like this and you sigh into his fur. That's what the mother dog does when she's telling her puppy to go to sleep. So if you lower your eyes like you're half asleep, and you rub his head and his ears and his neck. And then you go like this, and you sigh right into his fur. He'll think you're a mommy dog telling him to go to sleep. Now, if you want to say goodbye in dog, what dogs do is they go like this. They whisk their tails, and then they walk off. Now, you don't have a tail, right? But what you can do is you can use your arm as a tail. So what you do is you take your arm and you go like this, like you're swishing your tail, and then you turn your back and walk away. So here's my puppy, and I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to turn my back and walk away. So you can try that with your puppy and see if your puppy accepts that. He might, but he might not want you to go, so he might come running after you. And if you do that, you have to tell him I am boss and then say goodbye again. So to tell your dog that you are the boss, you are in charge of him, you take your hand. Now, make sure you check with the grown-up first, because not all dogs fully understand dog talk. Some dogs talk other languages, so you want to talk to your grown-up before you do anything where you have to touch a dog. Even if it's a dog that already knows you and already lets him pet you, you want to talk to your grown-up before you do some of these things. Because you're talking in a different language, and you want to make sure it's a language your dog understands. So if you have a dog that understands the type of language you're talking, you're going to take your hand and put it on your dog's muzzle and move it back and forth while you say, good dog, good dog. And that's the way of telling a dog that you're in charge of him, and you love him, and you're going to do good things for him, and he should listen to you. But if your dog's not used to this word, you should have a grown-up do it first. Get your dog used to it. So, good dog, good dog. And if your dog doesn't listen, you just want to keep doing that and tell him he's a good dog. You never want to just yell at your dog, because that will just upset your dog. Now, all dogs want to be boss, right? And do you know when a dog wants to be boss, that he'll put his paw on the shoulder of another dog? So sometimes when dogs are jumping up and doing that, they're trying to tell you they want to be in charge. So of course you don't want to do that. So you don't want to let your dog jump up on you. You want to go like this and make yourself tall to show the dog that you are the boss and not the dog. Now, sometimes dogs want to play. Have you ever seen a dog say they want to play? You know what dogs do? They take their front paws and they tap them on the ground like this to say they want to play. So if you want to tell your dog that you want your dog to play with you, you can take the front of your arms and you can get down on all fours like you're crawling, and then you take the front of your arms and you go like this on the ground, and that's telling your dog you want to play. And your dog will be really excited. He's going to come running over to you, and he might even knock you over. So that's his way of saying, yes, 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 I do want to play. So just be prepared for your dog to get really excited when you do that. Now, when one dog wants to say, hey, I definitely think you're my leader and I definitely follow you. What dogs do is they roll onto their backs and they show their bellies. So if your dog ever does that, you know that your dog really trusts you. But when you're playing with your dog, you want to make sure you don't lay back and roll on your belly, because if you do that, your dog might think you're saying that he's in charge, and you don't want your dog to be in charge, right? You want the people in your family to be in charge of the dogs. Now, let's talk about tail talk. Now, when a dog is happy, his tail is up like this. When he's sad, his tail will be, when it's like this, he's sad. When he's feeling good, his tail is loose, right? When he's feeling okay. But if he's sad, his tail will be closer to his body. And when his tail's all the way between his legs, he's scared. Sometimes there's a saying they say about somebody that they ran away with their tails between their legs. That comes from the fact that dogs do that. That dogs do that in real life. So sometimes we say that about people who are scared, even though people don't really have tails. Okay. Let's see if they tell me anything else. There's one more thing that you can do is when you look at your dog, or any dog, you never want to stare directly in his eyes like that, because that's going to scare a dog and make you think that you're threatening him. So you want to go like this and kind of give your dog a gentle expression. And don't just stare at him nonstop. Just look at his eyes sometimes so he knows you love him. And there's this one last thing I'm going to tell you. There's something that mother does to show her puppy she loves him, and that's to make a squeal. Now, we can't make a squeal with their mouth like that, just the way puppies do. But you can use your hand and make kind of a kissing motion to make that sound. And your dog will love to hear that because that will remind him when he was a baby and his mother talked to him like that. So I hope that if you have a dog, you're able to watch this video with your grown-up and try some of these words. Remember, don't do that on your own, because what if you have a dog that doesn't understand this language? Make sure a grown-up sits and watches this video and does all these things with you, and have them do it first in case you have a word your dog doesn't understand, right? Because you don't want your dog to hurt you accidentally. So you want to be very careful when you do this. Make sure a grown-up does it with you. And I hope that you have a good week, boys and girls, and I will see you next week here on YouTube, just to make sure that your grown-up knows that, just to make sure that your grown-up is able to get notifications of all the videos. Make sure they click subscribe and they click the notification bell if they haven't done those things yet. And remember to give me some likes. Bye, boys and girls.